So, the Wake Up the Box series is one of my favorite series of Flash games. I, like probably many others, played the shit out of Flash games as a kid. I would play many different Flash games, from stuff like the Papa's franchise to Wake Up the Box to Snoring to Red Ball, but I surprisingly never played Fancy Pants. I only now got into it. So, as many of you may know, I also like ranking things. I've ranked the worlds in Miitopia and Tiny Thief, I've ranked all the Thaw and Papa's games, and most recently, I've ranked all jobs in Miitopia. So, as tradition continues, today I will rank all Wake Up the Box games. Now, you will have to keep in mind that I don't believe that any Wake Up the Box game is bad. The majority of them are really close to each other in terms of how I feel about them, so the first half of this ranking will consist of games barely edging out each other. And one more thing I will mention is that I've been speedrunning all of these games as well as just casually playing them, so my opinion is both a speedrunner's opinion and a casual player's opinion kind of mishmashed together, so sorry if this doesn't make sense in some parts. That's all I wanted to say before starting. But without further ado, here is every Wake Up the Box game ranked! Well, you didn't expect this one to place really high now, didn't you? Wake Up the Box 5 is pretty good. I don't have much to say on it. It's simply a better Wake Up the Box 4 with far worse level design. That's the reason it's so low, the level design. It's just kind of uninspired. It feels either really simple or too tedious or complicated. It's still good, but it simply had to bite the bullet. Next! Wake Up the Box 1, the most archaic out of all games. Really, once again, the level design is the culprit here. Eugene hadn't yet found a nice medium for level design, so once again, the levels are either too simple or too hard. The constant short level design makes this one of only two Wake Up the Box games that can be completed in under 2 minutes, and really the only long levels in this game are 16 and 19. If 16 and 19 didn't exist, it would potentially be beatable in under 1 minute 30 seconds. It's just too short for 90% of the game, and then it goes Super Saiyan at the very end with 16 and 19. While this isn't really a huge problem in games like 2, 3, or 4, because those also have pretty high difficulty spikes in the final levels, but here it's more abrupt than ever, which hurts it so much more than the other games. Wake Up the Box 4. Originally I had this game far and last, but then I played it in quick succession to the 5th game and realized that while the 5th game has the straight line tool which 4 doesn't have, originally putting it above the 4th game, man, 4 has great level design. Then I played it some more and also put it above 1. It's simply far more replayable and far more fun than both 5 and 1. While I do originally and still prefer the place wood to wood nature of the first 3 games, I will say the change to drawing wood structures in 4 and 5 was done really well. This game was originally deep in last, but it has been elevated above 1 and 5 thanks to way better level design, way more replayability than 5 and 1, and a better soundtrack, which I cannot say regarding 1 and 5. Now listen, I know I said that the first half of this ranking is just gonna be games barely edging out each other, but god, this game has the same issues as the other games. Wake Up the Box 2, this game has the exact same problem as all games thus far. Bad difficulty balancing, with levels 19 and 23 being hard as hell and the rest of the game being near free. I will excuse it here because this game is far longer than 1, it has 50% more levels compared to 1, and less really hard or tedious levels like 4 or 5. Other than that, this game introduces a lot of things not present in the first game, like trampolines and those blocks that make the wood disappear if you touch them. These things are surprisingly unique to only this game, and it allows it to feel much more distinct because it has far more room to design unique puzzles. The soundtrack is once again great. I don't know what it is about this game's soundtrack, but I just like it. That's all I got to Wake Up the Box 2. On to number 1. Wake Up the Box 3. While the shortest entry in the series, man, this one just has some of these problems. No more bad difficulty balancing. This time the levels get slightly harder as the game progresses, and I love that. It starts out with levels 1 through 7, which are pretty tame, and then slowly gets harder until you reach the final 4 levels, which are harder compared to the rest. Instead of easing you into the hard levels, the other games just threw you into it. Here it is much better. One more thing is that this game is where the modern art style of this series is started from. Every game from this one onwards uses the same art style as this game, which is why I didn't really compliment the art styles just far, because they either weren't that good in the case of 2 and 1, or plagiarism in the case of 4 and 5. The art style here looks really appealing, I like it. The soundtrack, oh the soundtrack. The soundtrack in this game is so good, I love it to bits. Everything about this game just screams that care was put into making it. It's so polished. Well, everything besides Pinocchio. That's another thing. The level designs are really creative this time around. There's a Pinocchio level, a level where a clock kicks the box to wake it up, a level where you have to destroy an Angry Birds structure, and a level where you have to make use of the box's sombrero to wake him up. Man, this game is just one of my all-time favorite Flash games. It's just so solid. I almost wish it was twice as long as it actually is. 17 levels is not that much. But that and level 15's existence is really all the critiques I have with this game. It's just great. Anyways, that's all. Thanks for watching.